guys are crushing it, helping everybody out, and that's what it's about. If we got something, we'll
Is Kyle
share
going to be
it.
on this? I haven't seen anything from Kyle.
No, I haven't seen anything either.
I know Nick said he's going to pop on too. Nick Policelli.
Okay.
Maybe we'll give it another couple minutes and then we'll wait for some more.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm just trying to draw up a little bit of my chart. I traded pretty much all day from my phone. Let's see.
I'm getting there on my phone.
I don't like it. I don't like just trading from my phone. I can't see enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So into a lot of momentum trading. That's it.
Well, you're damn good when you can make bank off of not seeing too much and you're still able to kill it. So way to go, man.
It's funny that you say that. That's what when I started trading at work and I just wanted to trade all the time. And so there was really no other way to do it. It was just figure it out. And I guess it made me a lot better than I'm able to look at this bigger screen and see everything for what it is. It's hard from the phone, it's not really showing you much.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have like trading view open up in one tab and you get your MetaTrader in the other one and you're flicking back on your phone.
I mean, whatever I can do. I turn it sideways, take the screen lock off and, try to get the, better picture of it. But, man, it's tough. So how I have my chart drawn up right now, I mean, it's been trading in this channel going bullish, and right now it's at what I have is my resistance. So we'll see. I would be looking at it to drop a little bit, but we'll see if it gives in.
It should, because it's you're out of that value area up there.
That's the next thing. I got that on my tab as well. Yeah, you're right. Probably gonna come back down.
Might shoot Kyle there a message, see if he's gonna hop on. So.
All right. Yeah, I guess how we'll do this, man. I think Derek had a good point. We'll just start fresh with like the correct chart to use for the session volume, and then how to pull up the indicators. Start right from there. I'm hoping that the majority of the people that get on are familiar with what I'm doing, so that I can talk about how I've been using session volume to this, and it's been a total game changer. It really has. It was really the missing piece for me, actually, being confident, knowing that the market was going to go in a certain direction. So, yeah, it added a lot of confidence, and now I can sit into trades longer. And, man, total game changer. So, definitely recommend diving in, reading up on it. Even though that I probably have a little bit to do. I was telling everybody earlier, like I really like to, try to figure the indicator out on my own, find consistencies and then read up on it, see how much I can finding patterns and everything else. And then I'm going to go back and kind of do the research of what everything really is and how it affects the market and whatnot.
Shit, what'd you make today?
a good portion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Man, at the end of the day, I stopped looking at the chart. Like I was trading it a little bit earlier, and then I happened to pick my phone up right there at the end. I was sharing kind of that drop that I was sharing, and it was just very clear what it was going to do. And so I happened to pick my phone up while I was, kind of multitasking, and I saw it happen. So I placed a few moves real quick, and then I got out of it. But it was good, man. I'm seeing more opportunities now that I'm understanding the session
Right.
volume. That's what I'm seeing. It's making me more confident in the direction it's going. So I've actually, believe it or not, I've set some moves and then put my phone in my pocket, kind of continued what I was doing. That's a lot of confidence, especially on US 30. So coming a long way there.
My only deal is I haven't really understood yet, like right now, like if you go to the 30-minute chart and you're looking at it, like how far back too many session volumes that we need to go to kind
It
of
is still relevant.
huh?
That price is still relevant. Like how far back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it
Like right
affect the
now we're at the point of control, 25/7/26, was hell that was 1, 2, 3, that was 4 days ago.
right?
But I mean
Yeah.
regardless still but today was a big P-shaped profile, so I mean you're looking to travel upwards, but I'm
I
not
have to learn a lot more about the profile. Those profiles like the P shape and I think you said what the D shape, B.
yeah, DB DBP and then what they
Like a
call
long, skinny, kind of scattered one.
the thin profile.
Yeah.
Which the thin
I think
profile,
I gotta
like
go
you
back.
cut your charts down, a little bit more, you get, into the lower time frames, you get a little bit more of where that volume is at in the smaller time frames.
I got US 30 marked up right now. It's kind of holding this area. So I would probably be looking for a sell after 25,809. If it were to break as a breakout trade. That's what
I
I
think
would be
that's sitting
looking
there
at.
on that low volume node right now.
I have to check that.
The 5-minute chart.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably coming back. With everything that's going on, it's real safe, to assume. And obviously, we know the direction the market wants to go. But man, this news lately, it's just been humbling the charts. So, but we know where the chart wants to go and what they're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Ty, anything from Kyle?
I haven't heard anything yet, so
Nothing.
nothing yet.
Ty, is Mark Webb in?
Uh,
I'm in. Right
Think-
in. You bet.
There we go. What's up, Mark?
How's it going?
It's
I was
going,
gonna say, I'm
bro.
pretty sure he commented on the Slack.
Yeah, he did. He was there. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff in this call, man. I'm excited for everyone that's on. And like the last few days, like I said, magic happened. It's crazy. It's crazy once you put it all together, and confidence was definitely a huge issue that I had. And so, diving into session volume has definitely added me more confidence in where the market's going. And then you just look for the signs within the market, to pass up price and really start actually moving in that direction. And once it does, I just hopped in some moves and just ride it out. It's really accurate too. If you go back and you do have the indicator pulled up, it's the same thing kind of with quarter points, but here it's gonna be a lot I guess closer in some scenarios, but yeah, it does the same thing like US 30 does. It trades in levels. So you just trade those levels, and you have to be able to read exhaustion, though. That's one of the main things with it. You have to be able to tell when it's going to turn around on you, because sometimes it'll go. I'm looking at session volume right now, just on the 5-minute for this example, but so within the point of control from 3 or 4 days ago.
Maybe share your screen, that way maybe everybody can.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let me do that. This will just get started. People can.
You should be able to share, so you should be able to go. There you go.
Cool. Well, you see, can everybody see?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So, well, this is what I was noticing within this. So it does respect point of control. However, it trades in channels through this line. So you have to be able to tell when the chart's going to exhaust. For instance, here, it broke and it had pretty strong momentum, and you probably would have thought it was going up to the next point of control, which at the end of the day it did. If you look right here, at the end of the day it did, but I don't know. That's withstanding quite a bit, drawback. And I'm not looking to sit in that long of a trade in a roller coaster. But anyway, you got to be able to tell when it's exhausting. And so it trades in levels. It's going to trade the levels and really respect these point of controls. Derek's going to know more about the different profiles and stuff. I honestly haven't really read up on much of it. Once they put me on it, we did a call. They educated me from there. I took that information and went to the charts and started to look for myself. And now I'm getting ready to read what it's all about. But so far, how I've been using it is just the different points of control. And oftentimes when it leaves, it's going somewhere, whether it's going to return back. If you looked at today, man, look, it came from here. And once it got up here, it just traded in this channel. I posted a chart up in the group of the channel that I was looking at, roughly right here and right here. But you can see it was just trading this channel. So as it was trading this channel throughout the day, I was jumping outside my resistance and my support, making buys and sells. I just saw it channeling here. It was really respecting the point of control. That was my next confirmation of where it was going. And I guess, for instance, like something like this, I was able to spot exhaustion within these candles and these points here. So it wasn't anything that I got in and just sat in real long. I didn't have a lot of longer trades today. But what it did for me was add confirmation on the breakouts, which direction it's going to be going. When it left this point of control and it had momentum going down, I made sells. I kept it simple, trading with trend.
How are you telling that it's exhausted? Like, what are the indicators, or what's leading you to know that it's exhausted?
So definitely slowing down. Oftentimes with US 30, what you're going to see is those breakouts and immediate consolidation after. So in a situation like this on US 30, it broke out right here and it got exhausted. It went into a consolidation. Now, probably where this cursor is at this time, I'm just thinking it's a little break before it continues up. So I'm not really knowing at this exact point whether it's exhausted. I'm waiting a little bit. And now that I see that it's really consolidated in this area and it's not, it's testing, because what would have been my resistance would probably be down here at first, and it tested and it came back. And so those are all signs of exhaustion for me and what I'm looking at.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's another sign. And another one, long wicks. That's just telling me it's trying to push down, and it's not. It's pushing right back up. So this would be another sign of exhaustion for me. You're getting a lot of play on these candles. As you know, I try to stay out of that type of thing. I try to take a one-way train there and get off at my stop. I don't like to get sucked back on the consolidation. But those are signs of exhaustion. Use the consolidation to identify that. Which actually brings me, let me go over to my other chart. That brings me to talk about this. So I've been posting a lot about different types of consolidations, or I guess different things that I was seeing. And so I marked up some right here. So check this out. So these different types of consolidations, you guys see those pictures that I was posting? when it's doing this consolidation. So that's another type of thing that I'm looking for. So within that consolidation, I'm paying attention to my candles and how they're closing out. Here it's just, it's not doing much. Now in a situation like this consolidation, I'm seeing a slow rise to the top with a lot of resistance, which eventually is going to result in this drop. So I've marked up, it happens all the time. Here's another one right here. I don't have it marked up, but the slow consolidation going down and then it just explodes up. So it's paying attention to the pressure, the momentum, and what everything's doing and reading it while it happens. But this consolidation, I'm not going to tell you every time it does that to, get in on a trade or anything, but pay attention to it. You'll notice it a lot. Here's another one going bullish right here, this kind of slow consolidation down and just explodes out. So that's another thing when it comes to consolidation and paying attention to the consolidation.
That's the fun stuff, the explode stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And you'll notice whenever it gets into consolidation, if there's a lot of tension, most times the moves coming out of that are good. Like the longer consolidations, I mean, you're going to get good results from something wherever that went. I guess right here, this long, ranging kind of consolidation and where I had it marked up, let's just say you got in there. I mean, eventually this move went for 42 pips. So, I mean, that's a lot of tension. And it goes back even further from what I had marked up right here. All of this. And my overall trend, so I do have a support and resistance going up in this channel. And so far it's respecting it. But yeah, so consolidations are huge tip-offs to what's going to happen. And you'll notice pretty quickly when it's just not going to do something. I mean, this right here, like this whole time, it's not really doing anything. Candles aren't really closing out how I'd like, so I probably wouldn't be trading it. But I mean, that's a long time right there. That's a long time to just sit and wait. So for me, that would probably be when I would just put my phone down for a while and something like that. I really just want to see some clean consolidations like this and the chart moving. And now what I like to see is the point of control. Now I'm understanding more of if it rejects this, there's, a good chance that it's going to come back here to where this price is. Or, and if it leaves this price, it's probably a good chance that it's coming down here, So it's a little bit easier for me to understand where it's going. And it's the same thing, like I said, trading in levels. There's a lot of price action in this area, a lot of stuff going on. So if it returns back here, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we'll wait on that. Any questions?
You're not even using any indicators now, are you?
No, I'm not. No, I don't. I mean, I have I kind of got rid of everything. I just have a stochastic, but I don't use it. I had the RSI and stuff like that up, but I'm really good at reading momentum and seeing what it's doing, getting a feel for it anyway. So with learning that session volume, it's just changed the game. Yeah. It's changed everything, man. My breakout trades now are just what would be 5 pips or 15, 20. And and the biggest part about that is that's my comfort zone that's growing. I got comfortable to sit in trades longer like that. And with that session volume, that's all it took. So really understanding that, I highly recommend it to everybody. And
you didn't want to come to the dark side, did you?
What's that?
I said, you didn't want to come to the dark side, did you?
No, I didn't. Not at first, man. I was pretty comfortable with what was going on. And, I knew that you guys had struck something because you guys were just, killing it. And there was something there. So it was tempting for a while, but I had to stay disciplined on what I was really working on until I felt comfortable with it. Because for a while when I first started doing it, it was a lot of success, but it was a lot of failures as well. And so I was still just trial and error till I got it where I want it, and it's there now. So now that that's done, I'm gonna really dive into this. The Candlestick Bible, probably read through that again, and just keep. That's what I recommend to everybody, man. Keep find something that you know works. How we're trading US 30 right now works. If you can comprehend it and you can understand it and you get in on these Zoom calls and take your notes and practice it, there's no reason that you can't master it. And it works. At the end of the day, I have no desire to do anything else. I'm staying focused on what I have and trying to improve it just for confidence.
And listen to Derek. Well, because like my biggest thing was like I wasn't like reading the books, and then I started reading the books, and then reading the books changed the game. So read the books, everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I gave you that book like a week ago before you ever started reading it. So
That's the one that you shared PDF there. Hey, Derek.
yeah, what's going on, man?
That's the PDF that you shared in the Slack group, right? That's the book you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also bought the Candlestick Trading Bible. Ty, do you have it handy?
Yeah, I do. I can forward it to anybody who wants it, or I'll just forward it to the Slack chat. So
Candlestick Trading Bible, all it is just pretty much a breakdown of.
I can do that right now, so I'll forward it to you. So
Okay.
Yeah, man. Cool. Appreciate that.
and that was, yeah, sounds good.
So what I'm starting to notice, and I'm not gonna, I don't know for sure, but what I'm starting to see is that sideways consolidation again, right? That slow stumble up to resistance. So I don't know. I would wait for confirmation on something to come back this way with momentum, but that looks like this and that, right? So that's something that would be triggered in my mind if I was trading this exact situation right now. What you need to do is you need to find the trade that works, the trade that you made, that you profited on, learn as much as you can about that trade and look throughout the markets to find it again. And when you see it again, trade it again. And once you get more comfortable with different setups, some people like myself, I really had to slow everything down for me. And that's how much I slowed it down. All right, look, I know that, for instance, just saying now, because I can't remember off the top of my head, but a consolidation like this results in this. So that would be all I'd be trading. I'd be sitting there watching for that scenario. And yeah, if it carries with momentum and it starts getting down here, I would really like to see it pass up this, and then I know it's going. But if it has enough momentum, sometimes I'll get in sooner, like a situation like this. And also, if I was using, man, I have it marked up on this chart. Hopefully it looks like this situation. It looked like it was coming back to point of control. I believe that's the same spot in the market that we were talking about. But yeah, get in it and sit in it. But that's how much I slowed it down for myself. Some people need to do it like that. It's not a race. Learn it at your own pace. I mean, there was a lot of good moves, and like I said, it traded in this channel for a good portion of the day. Does anybody have anything that you want to talk about, more clarity on?
The more questions, the better. The easier it is to.
Yeah, it's easier for me to just go. I'm kind of just going off about a bunch of random things, but if you throw stuff at me, we can dive into whatever you guys have for questions.
Here, I'll show you. Let me show my chart.
Yeah, let me get out of this. All right, go ahead, bro.
Everybody see it?
You're good.
Yeah.
I just tagged you in that book there, Mark, so you should be able to see it there.
Awesome. Yeah, I just saw it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send you the other one there too. So
So the session volume, if you go to the Dow Jones, the regular Dow Jones, session volume will not come on. There's a bunch of US 30s, but the one that you want is FX US 30. And just hit enter when you type that in. That's the one that matches price on my MetaTrader. And you can still use session volume. I don't know what brokers everybody else has, or if they're different, or what, but I use FX Choice. So like when I was talking about on the different profiles, like this would be a B profile. Where's my little paintbrush thing? That was a horrible B, but there it is. So on like when you see a B profile like forming like that, this is your value area, is where the dark blue and the light blue from right here to right here. This is called the value area. That's where your 70%, or actually 65% is what I have it on my settings as, where 65% of your daily trades are going to be. So I use a row size of 100. Stock is 24, and it puts them at really blocky, and you kind of don't really know exactly where good entry and exit points are on it. So I added the rows to make better entry and exit points instead of just one big square block. You want to turn the extended POC to the right on, and on style, if you want to, you can show values. You don't have to, but the show values is if you zoom in really, really far, it'll actually show you the amount of buyers versus sellers. So right here you had 28.11 thousand, whatever, versus 16 sellers. Sometimes it's relative and sometimes it isn't. But back to the B profile of the shape, you know that when you get outside of this value area, all of these low volume nodes, there's no liquidity in the market up there. So you know that your value area from right here to here is where the money is at. So if you're up here and you see big wicks, big wicks, big wicks, you know that it's going to try and come back into where the 65% of the money was traded that day, if that makes sense. Now, going off of value areas, look at this value area, this value area. The other day, you know, this was 3 days ago. It comes down, it bounces that value area. Comes down, bounces it, bounces it, bounces it. Then we take off. This is going to be your P shape. So you know that there's no money down here. So you start seeing all this value area up here. This trade happens to come back down here. You know that's going to try and get back up for the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, man.
Then you have like here. Here they call this a double distribution day. So there's money at the bottom and money at the top, no money in the middle. So on the price action theory, if you're going to get a break, this break is going to be really fast, because I've read a bunch of stuff on it and it's really hard to explain. I don't know enough to even begin to explain it to be right, but I know that basically the aggression of one buyer or seller has to move price to where it was an agreed upon price. So if there's no price here that any buyers and or sellers agreed on, it basically skips that. And that's how you get to your breakouts. You get like a D profile shape, or some people call it the bell curve. So you're going to have buyers and sellers. It's going to be an even market. So you're going to have ups and downs throughout the day. The hard part about it is when I get home is this profile builds throughout the day. So this profile is just now building. So most of the time I usually base my trades off of the previous day of trade or previous session of trading. So, I mean, we're in a big uptrend, but at the same time, we ran out of money. I'm looking for this value area. So I'd wait, and I use the session volume on 30-minute chart because that's the best. That is the best time frame for session volume. So like, I don't know if Patrick, are you looking at 30-minute at all for a confirmation of anything, any sort?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I remember you saying that. So I've been checking it, but honestly, I've been relating to it on the 5-minute.
Okay, so like, if like today I took like 2 little scalps on lunch, and I don't even remember where they were, but I looked at my 30-minute time frame, and I had a big green engulfing candle, bullish engulfing candle. So I knew that I was more than likely gonna be headed up. Well, then when I cut down to the 5-minute, like a lot of people have said that on 5-minute, like gold, US 30, and the S&P 500, that it's hard to judge the price action of wicks, but I don't know if that's, I guess it's not necessarily true because Patrick, he does it all the time.
Yeah, I don't have a.
I know I can't trade gold off the wicks off the 5-minute. It tricks me out every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So I like my confirmation on the 30-minute to verify, hey, we just got a huge push up, here. And I know that I'm going to try and go back to that value area of where price was previously traded, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So, I mean, even if you were looking at your 30-minute chart, you can go to the 2-hour. Sometimes I use the 2-hour. I mean, hell, even if you got in this candle, there's 106 pips.
Yeah, that'll do it right there.
So if
Catch that.
Those, I mean, shit.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
Well,
That's what I'm working on, man. Catching those longer moves, putting in a stop loss and just riding it out.
yeah, like I put in my stop loss and take profit. And,
Yeah.
I put it in my pocket. And then,
yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been more comfortable doing that. And then when I have more time to pay attention to the charts, I'll sit down and really scalp breakouts. So I think I found like a good basis to cover everything,
the like in this candlestick or the volume profile book, it explains to you the high, like what you're looking at. If you're looking at a D profile, the higher the D profile, the lower the profile. Your highs and your lows are going to be your support and your resistance. And you're going to try and trade back to the POC. If you got the P profile, everything, just everything that I've said, I mean, it's in there. I've read it. This book, this guy actually wants you to he talks about this flexible volume profile, and you don't need to know any of that because it's on Ninja Trader, and we don't trade on Ninja Trader. He built a profile, and he wants you to use it. What I've actually been trying is like on the 5-minute.
This is crazy.
You guys will just have to use it yourself and use it, but like, say you want to know where price at was in this consolidation right here. You can go up here and you can go to fixed range. You click it and then you exit out, and then wherever you want it, you put it here to here, and it'll actually show you where the value of that consolidation was. Or if you want a bigger picture of what you want in the range, you can go to visible range. Visible range will show you whatever candlesticks is in the chart. So if you zoom out, it'll show you a tiny, tiny little profile of just those. If you want to see a big picture of where the range is, it'll show you the whole range of however far you want to go back of where money lies and where price was traded at.
Derek, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Where did you get that? Where did you access those?
So to access them, you go to indicators.
Yep.
Right here on your left-hand side, there's volume profile.
Okay.
Click volume profile, and the the session volume is the one that you're going to want to use. If people want to play around with the session volume HD, the only difference is that your POC continuously moves throughout the day. So, like especially on like a 5-minute chart, I don't know if that might help you at all, Patrick, but that POC will move throughout the day. I don't really like it, but that's my personal thing.
So there's session volume HD, and then there's session volume.
Session volume.
You want session volume, not session volume HD.
Okay, good. Thanks.
And then anybody who isn't paying for TradingView and they still have the trial on, if you add what you want to the chart, like go ahead and sign up for the trial. And if you want this indicator, then you add it to the chart, go up and click save layout, and it'll save this chart layout of whatever indicators that you put on here. Now, I told this to my dad one day, and he ended up wanting to remove all of his drawings, flipped, and instead of remove drawings, he clicked remove indicators.
Oh, shit.
And if the indicators pop off, then you have to pay for TradingView again in order to get this on. But if anybody wants to do it and not have to pay for it, as long as you save that layout, it should save everything onto your chart. And then if you don't want anything else, you don't have to pay for TradingView again.
Do you guys get the Pro account or the Pro Plus, the Premium? Which one is?
I got the Pro Plus because, for one, I really like when Patrick, I split my screen. I got a 55-inch TV set up here that I trade off of. So I flip over here, and I have my 30-minute over here. And usually I'll have my 5-minute over here. And then sometimes I even cut it down into 3. I run my 30-minute, my 5-minute, and my 1-minute.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And if you save this layout, it will pop up like this too. So say if you just want your single chart with session volume on it, save that layout. And then if you go to the Pro Plus and you want 3 charts, save that layout. And then you should be able to go back up, and when you want to go to different layouts, you should be able to switch back and forth. Just as long as you don't turn anything off, you should be able to keep it.
Okay. So Patrick, I have a question for you.
Yeah, man.
So when you're about to enter a trade, you mentioned how, the session volume is helping you identify, if there's gonna be like a fake out. So what are you looking for to realize that that it's not a fake out and that it is going the direction that you think it's going?
I'm looking at direction, the over direction now. Let me pull up this. So how I'm using it for confirmation is like in a situation like today where, let's go back here. I got to get off the 1 minute. Let me just go to the 15 minute. So in a situation like this, after you see this and you see it once, you see it twice where it leaves the point of control, comes back. So now in certain breakout situations, if I went down to like the 5 minute here, and get it back up. So I would be more comfortable with this price leaving in this direction, going bullish. I'd be more comfortable getting in on a breakout trade in this situation, leaving the point of control and coming back. Now it leaves and it's going to come back again. So you have to pick up on the patterns of like the channels and stuff. As I mentioned earlier, is trading in this channel. So is respecting this. So once I picked up on the fact that it was not going to leave this area at that time of day that I had been trading, I was only taking breakouts, you know, on this side going bullish, this side bearish, kind of like trading with trend, but using the overall direction and just understanding that it's surrounded in this area. And then once it leaves it, you know, you always have to pay attention, like I said, with exhaustion, because you don't know if it's going to the next point of control or if it's going to be exhausted and hover in this area. So once after identifying when it's exhausted and seeing the reversals, you know, seeing these signs and seeing it start to go back the other way, and then we see it again right here. And keep in mind the whole time I'm knowing that this is my point of control. So when I see it go up here and get exhausted and start to move back this way, now I'm looking at it as, okay, we're probably going back to the point of control and look at the momentum. And then that's how I'm getting in on a little bit longer of trades, you know, up here it breaks. So what I'll do is in this situation, if I was expecting it to come back to this point of control, I would wait to catch this breakout. But now I'm waiting for that momentum to carry me into a position where I can drop a stop loss. And then I might just, you know, see how far I can get back to the direction that I'm thinking, you know, point of control. And that's not 413 pips, by the way. That would have been about 40 pips. But yeah, so that's how I'm using it, you know, as confirmation. So, and it's going to be different in every situation. Let me actually go back to that. So a different situation could be, so let's see this day right here. It was bouncing back and forth between this point of control and this day's point of control. So once I realized, you know, it's really staying in this area, I would play it from this point, you know, this point of control to this point of control, catch breakouts when it's moving this way, and spot exhaustion here. So I knew it wasn't, you know, going to continue going to this. If we got a little, if, you know, in a situation like this, if it were to come up here and it starts, you know, passing up this price, you know, everything that's going on in here, there's not a whole lot going here. You know, it's starting to look like if it was to leave here that it's going to come up to this value area, if that makes sense. So every situation is going to be different, but that's the confirmation of just watching, you know, wait to see what it's doing. You have all day to trade. I don't finish trading, or I finish trading in, you know, sometimes little as 10 minutes. You know, it's timing. Once you know what you're doing, it's about finding the right time. So wait for that day to go. Like right now, you know, you can't really say a whole lot besides it looks like it's exhausting and might work its way back this way. But other than that, the day just started. So if I was trading just session volume looking at this, I'd want to, you know, wait a little bit, see what it's going to do overall before I start trading.
The first 2
What's that?
hours the market open are one of the most important on session volume. So like here I'll show you. Let me get to my chart.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here I'll show you a perfect example. Okay, so this can you see this? Everybody see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this profile was building, right? So say we don't see anything here on. This profile is building throughout the day. Come up. Well, you know that there's no money up here. Comes back down to the point of control. low volume nodes and your high volume nodes are going to be your strong support and resistances. So, well, what does it do? You know that there's no money up here. This would be, I guess technically this would be kind of a thin profile, but this is on the 5-minute chart, so you got to keep that in mind. But you go all the way back up here, and then guess what? It drops all the way back down because it wants to find that money. Then look at the P shape on this one. So you're going up, you're going up, you're going up, you're going up. You drop right back down to that low volume node right there. Sometimes I got my MACD for momentum. This is the ATR. Sometimes I use it for like stop losses and stuff like that, because that the ATR shows me the amount of pips or movements that a single candle has done in the last 14 times, instead of just doing like a oh, I set my stop loss at 10, every single time. It'll actually show me how many movements that candle has done in the last 14 candles, the average of it. But I mean, look, you drop straight back down to that point of control, and you already know that you've built a profile up here, and the money is already up here. You drop back down, you touch it, Stotch is pointing up, MACD and Stotch RSI, all of them pointing up, comes back to the point of control, and guess what? Comes back out, no volume in there. So it's going to want to travel back up. I mean, hell, on a 5-minute, even if you would have missed the first candle, that's 140 pips.
That's savage.
That's all you need right there.
I mean, if you'd have caught the whole damn thing, if you'd have come down and, like, when Patrick says he's watching it slow down, that's what he is doing. But if you read this book, it deals with aggression. So aggression is what moves that price. So if you have a bunch of aggressive sellers that are going to push that price down, well, the money is up here, so the buyers are going to come in even stronger, and they're going to drive that price back up. They're going to hold their positions and drive it back up to where they want price at. So, I mean, if you'd have gone in on that candlestick, if you'd have seen damn it.
So what does the low volume node represent? Does that mean that that's where
Low volume nodes are high support, high resistance areas. But that's why I wanted Patrick to get on the call so bad, because I was doing everything on the 30-minute because I couldn't scalp for shit. I couldn't scalp to save my life. Like, I just couldn't. And then that's why I wanted Patrick's help to get me to cut down into a better perfect entry. Because, I mean, Patrick's got perfect entries and perfect exits, but I knew I could get him to hold trades longer. And now, I mean, we're both helping each other, but like,
Yeah.
So, one, you got a low volume node. Two, your value area is up here. You've already built a P profile on your 5-minute chart. Flip over to your 30-minute, see what price is saying, price action, if you have a wicking candle, if you have a bullish or bearish engulfing, whatever. Well, then you see that price just come down. And let's say you see that price just come straight down and hit it hard and then suck right back up. But it's just hitting a wall. It's hitting a stop right there. Well, then it did it again. Come down, bounce right back up. Shit, if you'd have entered on that candle, that's 200 pips back to the point of control.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dessert.
Dessert, yeah.
So, I mean, like,
All right, here we go.
it's hard for me to like teach it. You guys need to just read through the shit and take your own take on it too. Like, you don't take everything that we tell you and just, well, Patrick and Derek said this, and why is it not happening? Like, you still have to find your own way of using it, or how you like to use. You might like to to change it to 24 instead of 65, you know, or you might like to leave it stock like that. No matter what, it's still going to be the same reading, you know, but you might like your volume nodes a little bit thicker or bigger or whatever the case might be. I mean, you still have to just make it work for you. But you see what I mean, Patrick, right?
Yeah, man, I get you. I'm taking advantage of. I'm in a sell right now. Stop loss and profit. She's moving. Boom. There it is.
Yes.
There it is. Whew. Anybody else get in on that? I've been watching that since we started this call.
Yes.
There it goes. It's gone. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. There it was. It respected what I have here.
Respected that.
Yeah, respected that area. And yeah, my entry.
It's still going, dude.
Yeah, that's gone.
Look,
I could have
30
stayed.
minute
My
chart,
entry
Dodge
was
Cross, MACD, Dodge RSI.
my entry was 822. Yeah, that's where I entered. I got 3. I placed 3 moves on that.
So Nate, do you see how it come up and then it stopped? Like this is on the 30-minute chart. So you always gotta remember that your higher time frame on your price action side is gonna be more reliable. Because like I mean, if you cut this down to a 1 minute, you know, like that's not that reliable on especially on price action side. Now, if you do Patrick's breakouts and you box them out and you say like, that's what me and Ty were talking about the other night because Ty was having trouble. Well, he wasn't having trouble, but Ty got excited and he'd be like, in this trade, in this trade, in this trade, in this. And I told him, I was like, dude, slow down. Like, because I did that at first too, and it made a bad habit, like a really bad habit. Like you need
Yeah, it'll happen, man.
You need to know why you're getting into the trade, what your confirmations are, where you're going to exit, where you're going to enter, why you're going to exit there, and why you're going to enter there. And like Patrick, he's so fucking disciplined that if it does not break his box, he does not get in it.
That's it, man.
That's the simple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, create your rules for yourself. For me, I'm really hard-headed, so I have to be real hard on myself, and that's just something I won't do. And I've done it before. I struggle with discipline as well, but I got bit. I went outside of what I developed for myself, and it bit me. And it will every time. Find something that works and discipline yourself on it, and don't go outside of it. And once you can master that, that's really when you're going to take control of trading. And once you get control of yourself, think of it, this is eventually something you're going to be doing for a long time. You're going to get used to it. Trading is just going to be another thing to you. So mastering that discipline and all the other things that come along with trading, once you get a hold of that, it's breakthrough, total game changer. So really dive in and find something that works and stick to it, and you'll get it. You'll get it. I mean, this whole Zoom call, I've been sitting here watching this one move, and it finally just went. Stuff like that, man. Sometimes you got to wait all day. Sometimes you got to wait all day for things you like to see. Don't get what they call it, FOMO.
Yeah,
Fear of missing out. There's enough moves that happen. I'm not saying go out and chase things like this. Let me share my screen. I'm not saying go out and chase this right here. Right? Might be nice. That's a nice 300 pip drop at the end of the day, but don't chase stuff like that, man. like I said, get to know setups and trade setups.
Chaser, that's just
Stuff
your
like this.
greed.
What's that?
So if you start chasing stuff like that, that turns into greed. If
And
you
yeah,
happen to get it, that's great. If you happen to miss out, there'll be another one.
it turns into gambling is what
Yeah.
happens. You know, you catch one of those huge trades and, you know, your head blows up and it's going to bite you every time. Just find what works and don't overcomplicate it. That's why this whole strategy that I have with breakouts is so simple. And it's right down to reading momentum, understanding exhaustion, support, resistance, and putting all that momentum together for the right move. And as you watch the markets just day in, day out, I mean, you got to understand this is all I trade, but the more you pay attention to something, you know, you're going to catch on, you're going to get it. And that's what you have to do. Find something that works. This might not end up working for you. That's not the end of the road.
Hey,
You know, you
Patrick,
have to go out and make it happen. What's up, man?
the little squares that you have on your chart there above your
Yeah.
lines, what is that indicating?
So I put those in there for whenever I share my charts. Those are entries.
Oh, okay.
Those are going to be potential entries. They're not my entries. They probably were, but I don't go back and, you know, mark up my exact trades. But those are just potential entries, you know, and there goes another one. If you draw your support right here, that's an entry. So the reason I had two entries here is whenever you get those bigger breakouts that are really going to move, they're going somewhere. It's going to be a couple candles, you know, these big candles like that. So whenever this closes out, this next candle opens, and once it passes up the price of this candle and continues with momentum, I see that as another opportunity to get in. Now that's riskier than just taking the one and walking, but that's a potential entry based on momentum.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
So Patrick, when are you getting in and out quickly, and then when are you holding?
It depends what the market's doing. If the market's moving, I'm taking longer trades. Like let me see if I can get a better example. So what was it? The first Monday. Yeah, when I was trading Monday, that's when I was catching some really really big moves. You know, that was the first day that I started back testing the session volume with what I was doing, and I was catching longer moves. Yesterday, I didn't catch a lot of longer moves. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. If like a situation like this, I know it's trading in a channel. I'm just going to take breakouts until.
Like, there's no like set time, Nick. Like
Yeah, man.
the other day, somebody asked me like, well, when is the manipulation period of the market? Like, well, if everybody knew what time to trade and what manipulation period it was going to be, the market's manipulated every day. I mean, it's going to be different every single day. That's why you got to read it. That's why you got to do your markups. That's why you have to follow your rules and, you know, make your own rules and abide by them and stick by them. And even Ty, he'll tell you, like I told him, you know, I was like, dude, just if you're going to snipe, you know, don't try to shoot through the wall and hit the body. Wait till the body moves into the window before you pull the trigger, you know?
Right.
And then he sent me $100 profit like the next day. He's like, yeah, I waited on it. Patience pays.
Yeah, that's what happens. I like to say, man, every situation's different. We see similar situations within the market, like for instance, these certain consolidations, but everything's different at the time of day. How that exact candle is moving is what it really comes down to. Diving right down into price action and understanding momentum and what the candle is doing. And every situation is going to be different. It's just being familiar with the market, being familiar with I guess I would quote it, the normal of the market, and look for that, you know, and when you start seeing similar things, trade.
Well, at least like Patrick, how many trades do you think you took a night without I mean, how many did you take today with session volume? A lot more than normal, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I did a little bit of live trading today. What I posted was my live results, but on my demo, man, I was trading all day long, probably 50 friggin' trades or something like that. Just, practicing that. But I took more than usual. Yeah, I guess. More than average, I would say. But definitely longer though. The breakouts are a
Right.
lot longer, 10, 15, and so on. So that's definitely how it's changed for me. More confidence, those longer moves.
Anybody have any more questions?
Hey, Patrick.
Yo.
It's Musa.
Hey, what's up,
Thank you
brother?
guys for this session. But no, I was just wondering, so the current, your latest breakout that you took, what made you not take it for longer, as an example?
Right here.
Yeah.
Who caught that last one?
Yeah, so I entered let's see. We'll talk about it. Let's break it down and I'll share. So yeah, that's why right there. But
Mm-hmm.
exhaustion is really what made me get out. So I
Uh-huh.
entered the trades a little early. And there it goes. Yeah. So that's also another example of the consolidation. We're looking at that slow stumble down,
Yeah.
and then it's just gone. So it was the same thing. Trading in the exact moment was based off of momentum, and then why I didn't continue or why I didn't sit in it was exhaustion. I started to see this wicks that symbolizes exhaustion. It symbolizes, the candle struggling. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I didn't sit and wait for it to come back down.
All right. Makes sense.
But yeah,
Thank
my
you.
entries were 826, 822, and 827.
Nice.
So somewhere in
How do you
this
go
area.
about closing each one?
Well, so another thing that played this scenario was when I got into the trades, they were negative. I went negative like 200 altogether, or a little more.
Okay.
So then I was looking at a pattern. So it was going negative, and then it was coming closer to positive, and then it was going back to negative, coming closer and closer to positive. So I was picking up on that. That gave me more confidence to sit in the move and move my stop loss kind of out of the way from where I had it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I had it like up here, right in here. But so I kind of moved it out of the way. But I picked up on the pattern of how it was moving, and I was confident that we were going to get a little dip.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I just read the momentum and got into it. But like I
Perfect.
said, every situation is different. I can break down different scenarios all day long. But what it really comes down to is that overall momentum
Mm-hmm.
and understanding it, and understanding, I guess, the normal of the market, how it moves. We all know that it trades in levels. So respect that, trade the
Yeah.
levels.
Mm-hmm. So you got in basically on the second last sell candle?
Yes, right here.
Okay, perfect.
827 was my first entry right here.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
826, I placed another one after it retraced. It retraced back up to that same spot. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of resistance pushing down. So I placed another one. And then 822, once it started to move, placed another one. And then when that candle closed out, there it was, just took off.
Nice.
Not to
Well
mention,
done.
you have to realize that you've been on an uptrend for the past couple of days too. So like, if you do get
Yes, I
in
don't.
short, you're not gonna want to stay in it very long unless you're sure that like
Right.
you're way out of the value area or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Derek, that's an awesome point. That's also another reason.
Trend is
Because
your
yeah,
friend.
that's trading against trend right there. What I just did was trading against trend, and that's risky, right? What if you get into this move and you see it instantly jump into profit, and I don't know, you just kind of put your phone down and go do something and come back to it, and it hits your stop loss or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, just understanding what's going on, man. That's the overall thing.
Yeah, no, great points. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, man. but it's still respecting this area. That's something that I'm noticing. I'm still respecting this resistance that I have kind of loosely put in place here. I didn't really pinpoint it, but yeah. So in this area, resistance.
Pretty cool how it's
That's
almost
a lot of
like
momentum carrying up though. So
yeah, it's pretty cool how it's
what's
almost
up,
like
Ty?
bang on as it's going up too.
Yeah.
Like how the candle like lines up there.
Yeah, man, it's respecting it in this way. That's the other thing, with what we're doing is understanding that support also goes diagonal, support and resistance can be drawn up like this, seeing it like that gives you a better visual of it. I mean, it's really respecting this area. Yeah, I still think we might come back down a little bit, but we'll see.
So the diagonal support, I would I guess assume that would be the volume, right? In that case,
I just have it as a
Trend line.
support trend line. Yeah, and I probably
Channel,
could
whatever
do a little
you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, US 30, you see it trades in channels. This channel, this channel, this was trading in a channel, another channel here. That's just what it does. So identify within those channels. So for like this, right here is probably a good spot to mark it up. Again, I'm just kind of doing this real quick, but probably right there. I mean, that's a good channel. It breaks out, goes up, comes back, breaks out, comes up. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on, but I mean, yeah, man, breaks out, comes back in. So you could just trade it in the channel all day long. And, but again, understanding exhaustion and knowing when it's going to move, because don't get too greedy just sitting there picking away. You could sit here and it's going to break out of this channel eventually. So, you have to be careful and analyze what's going on, because you don't want to, get in a sell somewhere or a buy somewhere in the wrong spot and breaks out,
Or it could have just hit your magic number. Like Omar, I know he trades if he's just got a magical number in his head. If it hits this, he's out. And, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man, ton of different ways to trade. Like I always say, it's just whatever's going to speak to you. That's going to be the best way to do things. So however you take this information and use it, that's what'll get the job done. But another thing I like to point out is just don't run around trying 10, 15, 20 different indicators or 20 different strategies. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing that as well, jumping from strategy to strategy to strategy. And most times it's discipline is what you're lacking. You can't sit there and study into something and master it. It works. If it's working for other people, there's no reason that it can't work for you. Put the work in, figure out what it's doing, and it works.
Yeah, and like me personally, when I first started out, I bought $1,200 worth of indicators.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't use a single one of them.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. That's a good example.
An indicator is just an indicator. It's just what has happened and what it thinks that it's going to happen. Or, I mean, they're all right to maybe get an extra confirmation or something on, every once in a while. But like as price action, support and resistance, I mean, you're going to get it. Like clearly, you get it all the time. Just support and resistance.
Yeah, I mean, everything that you need to know is right here in front of you. This chart tells you everything. It's about how you draw it up and how you see it. But all the answers are right here. Everything that it's doing, I'm pretty much not using indicators anymore. Ever since now I got the session volume, I don't really use indicators. It's just price action and support and resistance and trading those levels. That's all, man. And that is a badass bet right there, bro.
Oh, you like my raccoon?
Yeah, I like your
raccoon.
I was gonna ask, what do you feed the guy?
Right now we just feed him cat formula. We found him and two other ones in a tree that we cut down.
That's
Nice.
amazing, man.
He's about 6 weeks old.
That's cute, man.
Nice. Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions?
I have a
think-
question. In the beginning, like when you guys were like learning and stuff, did you spend more time like on the charts, like, you know, placing trades, looking for your errors, looking for what was a successful trade, looking for those things again, or more of like watching like different videos? Because there's endless amounts of videos that we can get lost on inside of like the IM Academy and stuff, which is good, but I don't know if we should be
Yeah.
spending more time on the charts or more time on the videos.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you're
that
right.
many videos in the academy that trades you. It's Kim Torres, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, to answer your question, I'm not good at watching all those videos and stuff, and I honestly barely made it through the academy and didn't quite make it through the boot camp. Manny's boot camp, I
Yeah.
didn't really do that. The best teacher for me was getting on the chart, and I probably blew over 100 demo accounts and just figured out, you know, what worked. I would just, you know, you use the tools that are there, and the chart's the best teacher. Everything that you need to know is right there. Once you understand price action, and understanding momentum and the levels that it's trading in, and now session volume, I highly recommend it. Once you understand all that stuff, yeah, too many people. That's what I see. I see a lot of people running around and they watch, you know, all sorts of videos, and I'm never gonna tell you not to get education. You know,
Yeah, no, but
watch
like
the
I feel
video,
like I
but
learned more from the charts, but I didn't know if I wasn't watching enough videos. Like I definitely do. Like I'm in Kim Torres, Kim and Luke have their sessions Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning at 6 a.m. So I'm joining those, learning those, watching her on Sunday, Thursdays, and that sort of stuff. But definitely, like I feel like being in the charts is kind of where I'm getting a lot of education, like just from making mistakes. You know, what went wrong, what kind of thing.
Your
But
mistakes are your best teacher. What do they say? Isn't that something like that? Yeah.
yeah,
Mistakes are your
absolutely.
best teacher.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with, you know, hopping on those calls. There's a lot of information in there. It's just, again, it's self-control and being able to understand what, you know, what's actually benefiting you and what's speaking to you. Because there's a lot of information. And if you sit there and just take it all in, you're going to get overload. It's just going to be a lot of things, and it's not going to benefit you in the direction, you know, that you need to be heading. So,
I don't know.
yeah, definitely. I'm never going to tell you never to watch videos, education. I highly recommend it. But yeah, don't get
Gotta
too
get in the
caught up.
charts. Put it to
I'll
action.
tell
Yeah,
you.
right in the chart. Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you not to go to YouTube, because when I first joined the academy, I was in there
Okay.
for like a month or two, and then I was like, I'll just get out and learn it myself, and like jumped on YouTube, and like, dude, I was just blowing accounts, and finally Omar hit me back up one day. It's like, dude, what's going on? I was like, oh, not much. And told him what was going on. He's like, well, come back into the academy and just do what we're doing. I was like, all right, so like I still made a little money, trading his way, but when I first got in, he was teaching Manny's triple fire, which I really didn't like that too much, because like there was so many indicators, and by the time that I got home, there was nothing for me to trade during the Asian session. So I've just now, like recently, went to US 30 like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it moves pretty steady for me. But I jumped on YouTube and went down the rabbit hole, and then like I know what every indicator on TradingView does, how to use it, and when to use it. But then when you add all that stuff together, it's just like too much shit on your charts. Like, just go back to what Omar says. Just keep it simple. If you keep it simple and see what the chart's doing, let it tell you what it's doing, then just trade it that way. But you still have to find out what works for you.
Right. Yeah, it'll speak to you. It will.
And don't jump around currency pairs. Like my dad, he come over and he was like, well, let's go see what this is doing. Let's go see what this is doing. I'm like, dude, just slow your roll. Like, let's just watch this chart for a second or something,
Makes good sense. I think the US 30 is the most fun. Like
Yeah.
it's always moving. Well, most of the time, it seems to be moving, and even like if you do miss something, you know, you're 20, 30 minutes away from the next something exciting. So that's kind of cool.
Gold is the same way, and Omar's the king of gold, but I don't like gold. It wicks out way too much for me, and I get faked out a lot on it.
Or it's like Mr. Gold.
Yeah.
Any more questions at all? Anything? It's a whole lot
Anybody
easier.
use gold
Yeah,
cup?
question.
What's that?
Here use gold cup.
No, I don't.
I don't use gold cup. I bought gold cup at first, but I'm like I probably have $300 worth of signals that I bought, and like I bought lifetime memberships, and I don't use them because half the time, like if I'm gonna get into a trade and I'm gonna pay for something, like I really want it to make money. You know, I'm just that type of person. But if I'm gonna lose money and you're a professional trader, I'd rather lose money myself and learn from it versus somebody else losing my money and me not knowing a damn thing why or how come I made money.
That's a valid point because over half, like I lost like $300 from following other people's trades, and I felt better about that if I had done them myself.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
me too.
Because at least then I have the lesson of what I did wrong and what
And
I
you're gonna for damn sure remember losing $300 and why you lost $300.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. I pay for the Gold Cup in US 30, and I mean, yeah, it's good when you make money, but when you lose, you don't know how they set it up. You don't know where they went wrong, and you're not really learning anything out of it. There's no value to it. I mean, yeah, okay, sure, you made,
Always.
you know, their wins are 18-2 for the month or whatever, but
Why
ultimately,
did you
then
win?
you're reliant on their calls,
Yeah,
and you can't actually do it yourself.
and you don't know why you won it if you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know.
You don't know why they won 18 times, and it said, "Here you go." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's
exactly.
their deal, you know. It's that type of deal of earn while you learn. But there's a lot of people too that just get in a month and they don't have the heart for it. I mean, this isn't easy. I mean, nobody said it was going to be easy. Is it doable? Yeah, it's 100% doable. But
That's a breakout right now.
they get in and they see it might be a little bit tougher than they thought. They don't want to put in the discipline, the work, time, or effort, and then it just goes south on them.
Who just traded that?
Me.
I just watched the money go by.
Nice. I
I saw that
saw it.
coming.
I was gonna get into it, but I didn't. I decided to call it out instead. But yeah, there it goes. And it's still going.
Holy, I got out though.
But yeah, if anybody was watching that when that happened, that's the exact momentum I'm looking for. I mean, there wasn't any hesitation around the resistance. It was moving. It was going. So that's what I'm looking for right there, man. That was I would have been all over that if I was focused. It's already gone 24 pips. 24 pips, man. You take a couple of those a day and
You're done.
you can do a lot with that. You know, you don't have to catch these 100 pip moves.
The saying is, if you catch 10 pips, you can retire from your job. Which, I mean, 10 pips, if you put a dollar lot size on US 30 at 10 pips, I mean, you're going to be making a little bit of bank. So,
and it goes quick. I'll catch those moves like that all day. Yeah.
So I guess, you know, after it's done breaking out, you know, within the next little while, it'll most likely return back to, I guess, 25832, where that red line is, the POC.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm seeing exhaustion right now. This is exhaustion in that candle. Now, it's really kind of too early to tell. This could just explode right through it. But, I mean, that's the first sign of it right there. You're seeing a lot of wick, and it's pulling back. Now, we'll just see how it works. In another minute, we have another candle that opens, and that's going to kind of set the tone for what's going on, whether that's exhaustion or what, because I'm still not satisfied with just this little drop. I think we're going to be coming back to the point of control again. but we'll see. But that's what I'm seeing right now. I mean, it broke out, it exhausted, and yeah, we'll just wait and see on this one. But Ty, you closed out of that one?
That's where you got to kind of read it. Like, that's where your daily highs are, and let it go a little bit, let it build momentum. This is the 30-minute chart. So your value area, a value area is setting down here. And it already tried to go up, exhausted, go up, exhausted, go up, exhausted. Now, you might wait for a 30-minute confirmation candle, then go down and start working your 5-minute. But you got to keep in mind on your higher time frame, you're still, the trend can end at any time. The trend is your friend until the end. But you know that you've been pushing up for the last 2 sessions. So you got to keep that in the back of your head too.
So Derek, why wouldn't you go to the previous session, the value there? You went back another 2. So that one there.
That's just because where it's been playing in those levels. It went up, it wicked, and this 30-minute chart.
Okay, yeah.
So, you just got to kind of, that's where, I can't exactly tell you, okay, well, since we're on this day, we're going to go back and it's going to go the last 4 sessions and you're going to trade all this 4 sessions. That's where you got to take your brain and your eyes and you look and you judge what you're trading. Hey, look, this value area, it's stuck to this value area quite a bit, and then we drop down. Now we're back up to the very value area. Good push up on the 30 minutes, but then it kind of got exhausted. We got a good push up. Now let's wait. Let's patiently wait. See what this 30-minute candle does. See if it drops red. See if it wicks out. See if it goes solid. But when Patrick's doing it, he's just doing 5-minute scalps. So he's seeing where the money's at and the exhaustion. So
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's going to be coming back. I think once it's done exhausting up this way, we're going to get a pullback. I don't think that right there was what I was looking for with a climb that big, but might be. I don't know if it starts turning around and once it gets up here and it exhausts, there's probably a good chance that it's going to come back to this point of control. But the other thing that I wanted to point out was, let me share real quick. So how I take this, I did not confirm. This is nothing but based on, I think what Nick, you were talking about the point of control, why it would come back to, what'd you say, this one right here? Or
he asked why it would come back to that 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions ago left. That
over here.
That POC right there.
Right. So for me, this looks really strong. Price and that looks really strong. So that's what I was getting at. More so than it coming back here. If you get past, if you start getting past this price and coming down, there's more than enough of a chance that it's going to be coming back to this area, and that's probably a situation that I would catch a longer move. But again, it's too early in the day, so I wouldn't be catching any longer moves until I'm more familiar with what the market's doing in that session.
Yeah. So is that something that you wait, to a little bit later in the session in the day, so that you can actually see where the volume actually is?
Yeah, well, I'd be catching. I wouldn't. I'd just be doing what I normally do, catching breakouts until then. But I'm thinking more throughout the day, like towards the end of the day, once I have a better overall view of what's going on, to be catching larger moves. I don't know. Like I said, just on Monday, I started to kind of use session volume with what I'm doing. And so I'm still kind of learning how to take those bigger moves. But
Mark, have you read the Candlestick Trading Bible?
Sorry, say that again, Derek.
Have you read the Candlestick Trading Bible?
No, I haven't. I got it now, so that'll be my homework for tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
This weekend, or whatever.
Yeah, dive into that, bro. It's good. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and reread it again.
Ty, I told you to read it last week. Did it help you at all?
Oh fuck, you wouldn't believe. Oh, I had like $120 profit on one trade after watching that thing and like implementing it. Like it was insane.
There it is.
There we go.
It was
Yeah, that's definitely
wild.
something I'll be working on.
Ty, you're gonna be retiring soon now.
Yeah. I'm stoked. So soon. All in due time.
And you know, like that's where I ran into my problem is I was waiting for confirmation candles on the 30-minute. So I would be entering my trades on the 30-minute and let them ride. And then, you know, meanwhile, Patrick's getting entries and exits within that 30-minute candle. So that's why I wanted him to help me on getting better entries in order to ride for longer or when to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
that makes
I'd
sense.
wait for this candle that just popped up, you know. Like you don't know where it's going to go right now. You're above a value area. You know that you're on an uptrend. If you look at your indicators, they're all indicating that it's curving, getting ready to drop. So, I mean, I'm going to assume that I'm going to come back and try and get into some money where them big guys want to add more positions to their lots before they go up again. That makes sense. Because all it is, all the volume is like the major banks and the people who move money. Me, you, and the millions of traders across the world. We don't move the markets. I don't care if we put 100 lot size. We're not going to move the markets compared to what the bigger guys are adding. So the big guys can't just come in here and they can't buy 2 million lots, because then the price would just drive straight up. So all they're doing is adding money little by little by little by little in order to take the market up or down. They're just accumulating their positions at a certain level. Well, once it gets to a certain level, then that's when you get your breaker. That's when you get your upside or your downside. So you're looking, like me thinking auction market theory is it's more than likely going to come back down. Do I know that 100%? No, I don't. But what am I going to wait this 18 minutes on this confirmation candle on the 30-minute chart? Yes. May I wait another 30 minutes if I don't feel comfortable on the next 30-minute candle? Yes.
I'm right. Wait.
Patience.
That's my thing. I'm really bad at patience. I'm not a patient person.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You'll get it though. After, well, for
You'll
me,
pay
it was
for
after taking tough losses.
You'll pay for
Yeah.
patience, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. Once you pay for it, yeah, you'll learn, man. It's all a part of the process, you know.
I've paid some, I guess not enough yet.
Well, nah, you don't want to have to pay enough, man. US 30 whooped my ass when I first went live. I got beat up pretty bad. That's why I always say find, you know, a setup and trade that setup and just look for that setup, and that's it. To help build discipline. There's a ton of different things you can do to help with discipline. I've shared a few things, you know, that I've done is, you know, just trading setups. I've had my times where I've gone down to, okay, I'm only going to place 2 trades a day. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about percentage. You know, everyone wants to put some percentage, but all right, that's fine until you can't hit it. You have to, you know, take smaller steps to build yourself up. So for me, I had to slow it down that much, you know, doing stuff like that. I used to have a demo account. You know, I'd have my live account. I would have I would call my serious demo account. And that would be one that I was actually working on different strategies and growing. And then I would have another one just for when I felt like, quote, gambling, I guess. You know, I felt like I needed to trade. So I would just have a demo account that I would just mess around on. And, you know, those were some different things that I had to do to help, you know, get my discipline under control. And I weaned away from that. I just have one demo account that I use now, and I just use that for new strategies. And other than that, just trade live. So it's all the process. You just got to figure out your process.
One
Yeah,
other
that
thing,
makes sense.
one other thing I'd add is Kyle was doing this, and I never even thought about it. Was pretty cool. But say you want to put a resistance here,
Here,
and
let me go ahead, share. There you go.
you put that resistance there, and if you pay for TradingView, then you add an alert. And I thought that was cool that Kyle was doing that. So like you can, if you pay for TradingView, I don't know if you can do it. I don't think you can if you don't. But you just add an alert. You create an alert. So
Gotta
he was
pay.
using his alerts as support and resistance. So he'd be doing something, and then say he wanted to know when the market got to, say this was up here, this was his support or resistance, and he wanted to know when it got there. He'd go up and bing it, and then it'd give him an alert, and he'd be like, all right, well, time to trade. So he'd go trade it.
That's
So
smart.
he uses an
man.
alert as
So cool.
support and resistance. I thought,
That's fucking genius, man. That's like,
I've been playing around with that this week actually, and yeah, it's helped. With being busy, doing other stuff, and then coming back and seeing what's going on. So I'm going to use that more often.
is there anything else we need to cover, Patrick?
Yeah, I think I think we covered it. I don't know how you guys are feeling about the stuff that we covered. Somebody just placed a move. That had to be Ty, huh?
oh yeah, right now.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You guys-
Boom, there we go. Boom, took profit. Not bad.
Okay.
Made $10, huh? Sorry.
Hey, there you go.
So you look at that
There it
huge
goes.
wick, 30-minute chart, huge wick.
And then, well,
If we
I
pass
started
up
to break
25
my resistance line, and then I was
really
like,
going.
okay.
If we pass up this 25 like 842 area, this price consolidation off to the side, yeah, we're really going to be going a little bit. I see if we pass up that area that we'd at least drop down to this other consolidation and then
You think it's gonna
might
come down
continue.
quite a bit then?
What's that?
You think it's gonna come down quite a bit? 'Cause we
I don't know. I'm just saying if it passes up right now, I would say like 25, 850, 840 area where all that consolidation is. If it
Yeah,
passes
okay.
that up with momentum, it's probably coming down to at least this next consolidation area. And then if
Yeah.
it passes that up, it
If
really
you,
can.
if you zoom in on your session volume, it's already created a low volume node right there.
All right. Why don't
Oh, look
Derek,
at
go
that.
over that?
Yeah.
So the low volume node. So created, where is that? Share your screen real quick.
So all of
Just to make
these
sure I'm
little
doing it right.
boxes are nodes.
Right.
POC is going to be your highest price, highest accumulated price, I guess. So like on your low volume nodes right there. So it created that low volume node. Look where that
Okay.
price bounced. So you know that's a little area that you're going to have to get past in order to keep on going down.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
Support
Derek.
more or less.
Derek, you have your row size for the volume at 100?
I do, yes, but those are my settings. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, I might as well stick to what's working. What's your value area volume? That's 65 or something?
I put mine at 65. That the value area that means it's where 65% of that day was traded
Mhm.
at. I like 65%.
No, okay, perfect.
I like 100 on my row size.
Yeah, because now I
You-
see the
you can even-
node.
You can make them even smaller. You can
Mhm.
get them to where they're just, I mean, absolutely.
No,
Nice.
because the node that you see now, I think, because I earlier had it at the default, and it wasn't showing as clear.
yeah, that's why I said like
Mhm.
when with Patrick and Kyle, that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do that is because on the 5 minute chart it cuts it down a lot more, and they both can see a lot clearer picture of
Yeah,
where they're gonna get in and where they're gonna get out, instead of
yeah,
just the actual. Uh, if you're scalping, I mean, that's kind of a big fucking block to try and judge a. I don't even know what the pip size of this is.
you're right.
I mean, that's 15 pips right there, So like, you cut it down a lot less, and it gives you a better picture. And Kyle said he's been well. I mean, you guys have seen his results. He's been kicking ass with it. So
Yeah,
So when I put up the session volume, it's showing study not authorized, so it just shows up red and it's not working.
it's because you are on the wrong US 30. You have to go back.
US30.
This is what you
go to
type in.
Wall Street. It's the Wall Street one.
No, it's not.
No.
It's right here. FX. What is that? Is that colon or semicolon?
Semicolon.
Semicolon. US 30. And it doesn't bring up anything. Just hit enter. And it should be the Dow Jones Industrial Average FXCM is the one you want. I don't have MetaTrader pulled up right now, but this
Yeah,
price
that's what I'm on, and it's still showing not authorized.
Share your screen, and then if Derek stops sharing his, and then you can share your screen there,
Okay.
and then we will resolve.
I had the same issue until I put it on Wall Street.
I have it set so that I'm not allowed to share my screen, my privacy settings apparently.
Okay.
That'd be
Hold
on
on a
your
second
end.
here.
Did you just hit enter and that was it? Or did you actually scroll down on your right hand side? Because it actually put the US 30. When you hit enter, it should have put it in the bottom of your pairs.
Yeah, I put it at the bottom of the pairs, and I clicked on it, and it's still it says Dow Jones Industrial Average Index FXCM,
That's the one.
and it's still red, study not authorized.
Are you
So I'm
paying
not
for
sure.
TradingView?
Say again?
Are you paying for TradingView?
No, I'm not.
That's
Then
why
you can't have it.
Okay.
you have to have at least a pro account for you to have
Okay.
session volume.
Yeah, so
I went back to what I said before. If you're on a trial version, you can do the trial version and you can click everything that you want on. If you want the session volume on, let's say you don't use any indicators and you want the session volume, the range, and say you want everything that session volume has, and that's all you're going to use. If you click all that on there and you save that layout and then you cancel your trial, as long as you saved the layout, you will have it and you will be able to use it. Now,
Okay.
if you right click and instead of remove drawings and you accidentally click remove indicators, or you go up there and on your indicator and you exit off and it disappears, then you will have to pay for TradingView after that. But as long as you're on the free trial and set everything up, then it should save it and you should be able to use it without paying for TradingView.
I'll just open up a new email and start a new account.
There you go. That's what I did too. I got like 3 TradingView accounts.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So, anything else? Patrick, anything else?
I got a
No.
question.
I covered.
When you are putting up, it's for I think it's mainly for Patrick, but when you are like marking up your charts with like your support and your resistance, like where exactly are you putting those lines? Because I noticed like some people they kind of put it like tight to the candles, or where some people like kind of space it out like along like the wick, and kind of like is there like kind of like what's like the best way or because I noticed how some people with like their lines they have it really close and then some people touching sometimes it's like farther.
Yeah, so that's huge. You need to get it in the right place. You have to, or that's the recipe to get stuck in a fake out. So how I'm pinpointing it is I'm just looking for multiple touches in that area. I mean, here, this connects and touches at this candle right here.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it touches a whole bunch of times here and then over here. More than likely, I got the right area, But the key way that I'm going to be able to tell. So aside from that, and that's keeping in mind, I got this whole line right here. It touches here, 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 here. That's a pretty good area. You got a bunch of touchdowns here, but the key way that I'm going to tell is I'm going to be able to really go down to my 1 minute and wherever. Let me try to. Yeah, I don't know where it went, but anyway, you'll be able to see it clear. So I mean, right in here is probably a good area. Touch right here. That's pretty safe area. If you're not getting it in the right place, that could be why you're not succeeding with using breakouts, because these candles don't just show momentum around support and resistance, but if you don't have it in the right area and you have it, I don't know if you have it right on the candle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting.
You're thinking this is a breakout, but really the actual resistance is right there, and you're getting in here and hitting that brick wall every time.
So you kind of want like the top edge of the wicks, pretty much.
All day wicks. Yeah, what you want to do is you really just want to find.
That's where price went. The tip of the wick is the price actually did go up to that certain area.
Some other areas like right here. Let me move that up just a tad bit. Multiple touches down right in this area. You can see that it was shying real hard from this area. That's the right area. Right here, same thing. Couple of touchdowns here. Hit here for sure. That was a retest.
Not to mention, if you scroll back on your charts, Patrick, like in that candlestick chart Bible, like it explains, and I've read it a lot of times too. Look how many times like you've had a breakout go through your resistance and land back as a support, so you know that area is strong or strong.
Exactly. Like right here. I mean, this breakout, and it turns out that this similar area ends up being a support right here. I mean, you probably could have called this line right here the actual resistance. Probably could have got rid of that just because I got a touch here, touch 3 times here, 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 here. I mean, that's the area. You're in the right spot. So the more clean touches on there, and that's what it is. I guess it's just me being able to draw it up as accurately as I can, and that's why I'm catching those moves. We're starting to move out here, moving past this price that I was looking at. So this has potential to come down. We'll see. It could just be retesting and testing this area.
Just broke a little volume now.
Boom.
There it goes. So yeah, it might be a good chance we're gonna get some movement down here. Look at that.
There's $35 right there.
Yeah, that candle's already 17 pips. Yeah, pretty good move. Now I wouldn't be, so let me get rid of this real quick just so I can show you. So if in this situation, if I was just trading that, so where I'd probably place my support would probably be right with this candle, and this wick seemed to touch, so I'll probably place it right there.
What price is it, or what is that? What number?
So that's going to be, I'd probably place that at 25,850.
That low volume.
Let me get you the accurate though. Let me go down. So if I go down to my 1 minute, I'll probably move it out just a little bit. So I got a touchdown right here. I got here. These pass up and come back. 2 clean touches right here. Again, in both areas. That's what US 30 does. It trades levels. So that's going to be my support. And as you can see, there was clearly momentum going through your support, because when it exploded through, we go 10 pips. Yeah, it's moving, but in a situation like this, you probably could have caught it. It was explosive. There was momentum. You probably could have got a little something. I'm not trading at this time. I just caught that one move earlier right here, but yeah, I'm
Now
probably.
flip on your session volume.
What's that?
Flip on your session volume.
Yeah, we're headed to
Zoom up
this.
or expand your candles to the upside.
What do you mean?
Yeah, keep going. See that low volume node? See how
Okay.
price touch that low volume node?
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah, this one. Okay. I think we're coming back to the point of control. What do you think?
It's making it hard.
Yeah, I mean we're in our value area now, or we're below our value area, or just a little bit below it. But this is we're on that's a 1 minute chart though too, so.
The other thing I'm kind of thinking is this. Just I don't think I would put that there as a
Look at the 30-minute chart.
as a support, but I would put that there visually just to see if it respected it and went this way. But
look at the 30. Huge wick.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that to me is coming down. Yeah.
All right. Well, if nobody has any more questions, I gotta go put a boat together.
This is amazing, guys. Thank you very much. It does definitely help a lot.
Yeah, no problem. I'm thinking the next steps is if we do it right, I want to start doing more like live trading stuff.
That's what I'm
trading
talking
together. Again, I've said with this type of trading, calling out moves isn't as easy as what Omar's doing with catching longer moves. So it's not something where we would probably be calling out moves, but going over setups, what we're seeing, bouncing ideas off each other and stuff like that would all be good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
But,
even just charting it
work
out.
on getting something going. And I've done a few like private like live sessions where I was calling some moves out to a couple of buddies and everything went well. So I don't know. We'll see where things go. And just want to make sure we're doing it right, making sure that everybody's getting the information that they need. And
Hey, look at that.
Look at that. Right, here it goes. Coming.
Broke the low volume node.
Yep, there we go. So from where I put my support, let's see. I got from the support that I have drawn already 19 pips. So that's pretty good right there. There you go again, where it gives you 10 pips on a breakout. So there it is, guys.
POC right there.
Yeah, man, we'll keep in touch with everybody. And I definitely want to start doing more stuff like this and getting on these Zoom calls more often. Mm-hmm. It's good to trade with partners, bounce ideas off each other. Sometimes people will catch things that you don't, and it's better that way. We have more fun that way. So anyway, guys, great session. I appreciate everybody getting on.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on, everybody. So.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Always
all right, you guys take it easy. I'm out of here.
You too. See ya.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.